Most people don't buy the wrong TV. They just start at the wrong end of the ranking. And by the time they realize it, they've already paid for something they'll slowly regret. Because not all TVs fail the same way. Some disappoint instantly. Others take weeks, months, even years, before the frustration really hits. I've seen every level of TV, from the cheapest impulse buys to the most expensive premium setups. And what I've learned is simple. Price doesn't determine position in the ranking. Experience does. In this video, I'm ranking TVs from the absolute worst choices to the ones that are actually worth living with long-term. No specs, no marketing noise, just real-world impact, what it feels like after you bring it home. And near the top of this list, there's a category most people skip, even though it's where the real value is hiding. This is where most people unknowingly start. These TVs are designed for one thing: immediate impact, overly bright, oversaturated colors, artificial sharpness. In a store, they look incredible. At home, they fall apart. Within days, you'll notice. Colors feel unnatural. Dark scenes lose detail. Motion looks strange. But the worst part, you won't immediately blame the TV. You will think it's the content. So instead of fixing the problem, you live with it. This one feels like a smart decision. You save money. Reviews said it's decent. And at first, it is. But over time, bright scenes overpower everything. Dark scenes become flat. Motion struggles during fast content. Nothing is terrible, but nothing feels right either. This is where almost good becomes permanent dissatisfaction. And here's the problem. Almost good TVs are the hardest to escape from. This is where things get dangerous. These TVs are heavily recommended. They check boxes. They look balanced. And people feel confident buying them. But here's what happens later. You start noticing limitations. You realize certain scenes don't look as good as expected. You feel like you're missing something. Not bad enough to replace. Not good enough to love. You're stuck in the middle. This category sells you on possibilities. Advanced gaming features. High refresh rates. Smart enhancements. But here's the truth. Most people don't use these features regularly. So what happens? You pay extra for experiences you rarely have. And now your daily viewing, the thing that actually matters, feels no different. This one surprises people because these are objectively good TVs, but they're used wrong. For example, a TV designed for dark rooms used in bright spaces. A cinema-focused screen used for casual daytime viewing. So instead of performing at its best, it feels underwhelming. And that creates a strange frustration. You know it's a good TV, but it doesn't feel like it. And this is where most people start questioning their decision. Not because the TV is bad, but because it doesn't match their life. This is where things shift. These TVs don't stand out in stores. They don't dominate spec sheets. But in real life, they just work. Balanced brightness, natural colors, consistent performance. Nothing extreme, but everything feels right. The problem? Most people overlook these because they are not exciting enough at first glance. Now we're getting into the top tier, not because of price, but because of alignment. This TV matches your room lighting, your content habits, your expectations. So everything feels effortless. You don't tweak settings. You don't second guess. You just enjoy. And this is where people finally understand. Value isn't about features. It's about fit. This is the top of the ranking. And it's not what most people expect. The best TV is the one you stop noticing. No distractions. No adjustments. No frustrations. Every piece of content feels natural. There's no constant awareness of the screen. Just immersion. If you start at the wrong end of this ranking, you don't just waste money. You lose experience. Over time, you enjoy content less. You question your decision. You feel stuck with something almost right. If you want to avoid ending up at the wrong end of this list, subscribe, because the next video breaks down exactly how to identify which category you're about to fall into before you buy. Here's the truth most rankings don't tell you. The best TV isn't the one at the top of a spec sheet. It's the one that fits so perfectly into your life. You forget it's even there. Because when you choose right, you don't see the TV. You just experience everything through it.